Good morning, everyone. Happy Monday. Another beautiful sunny day here in Texas. Of course, everything's starting to dry out now that we haven't had so much rain, but you know, that's Texas for you. Anyways, so today I want to do, thought I saw a comment, but I didn't. Never mind. I lost my train of thought. Today's title is How to Use Floral Stamps on a Masculine Card. And Father's Day is coming up, June 21st. That's just in 2 weeks. Hey, good morning, Kim. And I've got a unique card idea for you. So I am going to show you how to take a floral stamp set and make it a masculine card. Are you ready for that? Anyways, for those of you who don't know me, my name is Kristina Reese. This is Creating with Kristina. I come live every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday here on my Facebook page, and then I upload these videos to my YouTube channel. So if you are watching as a replay, good morning, Nicole. If you guys are watching this on replay or on YouTube, please be sure to give me a shout out and say hello. And also, tell me where you're from. I love to see all over the country and even the world. I have people from Germany, the Netherlands, all over the place calling out to me. So that's pretty cool. Anyways, let's go on and get started. Oh, no, wait a minute. Before I get started, hold on, let me switch this down here. Before I get started, I want to remind you that the card class, I do an online card class every month, and this month I'm featuring Celebrate Sunflowers, and you don't have to buy the stamp set to participate in the card class. There is a link that will send you to the PayPal, the pricing options, and the registration. But before, I just wanted to tell you that, so this is the paper that is in the card class, and we're using this paper today. And this is called Flowers for Every Season. And we're going to use the brown because that is the trick to turning a floral stamp set into a masculine card. It's all about the color. And we are going to use the new Cinnamon Cider as our color. And we're going to make a monochromatic card, which means it's all brown. Well, mostly brown. It's got a little white in it. Anyway, so you get, in the card class, you get half a pack. You'll get 2 of each of these sheets of designer paper. You also get the enamel dots. Whoops, come here. The enamel dots, and you get enough material, instructions, and video to create 10 cards. And these are the cards that are in the kit, and I show you how to make them. And like I said, you don't have to have the Celebrating Sunflower stamp set. It's an option if you want to, but any floral stamp set would work with the class. All right, so that's enough about the class. Let's go on and get started. So let me move all this out of the way. And like I said, the first thing is that we want to do is our color scheme. And we're using the new Cinnamon Cider. All right, and I want to ask you, and I've got, yes, Kim, you did. The July class. No, I really haven't. No, I take that back. I'm kind of thinking on the greenery suite for my July class. In the past, I've always done Christmas in July, but I don't know. I might offer both. Anyways, no, I want you guys to decide. So Kim and Nicole, and if there's anyone else out there this morning that I don't see on the comments, I want you guys to choose for me. So our first option is the denim. Can you see that? So this would make a denim looking cardstock. The next option would be wood grain, and that would be pretty cool on a masculine card. And then the final one is my go-to. It's subtles. It's just little tiny lines. If you're familiar with basil cardstock and it has that texture, this kind of makes it look like basil cardstock. So there's what we call subtle, wood grain, or denim. Which one do you guys like? I'm going to sit here and wait for you. Actually, I'm going to chat while I wait for it. The first option that comes up, we're going to use that one, okay? I thought this would be a fun thing to do, interaction for our Facebook Live. So I'm glad you signed up for the class. Nicole, did you sign up for the class? I can't remember. I do have quite a few people who have signed up. But if you have, don't worry, I have it. I've sent you a thank you when you sent the payment in. So I have the list, but I just can't remember off the top of my head. Anyways, but I know, Nicole, your box came in. You ordered all that stuff. Oh my gosh. We are in my newsletter, not on this card. We're using sunflowers on this card, but if you're subscribed to my newsletter, I'm doing a masculine card using the Ornate Garden Suite, which is what you love, Nicole, so that's for you. I still don't see an option. Girls, you have to tell me. Which one do you want me to do? Come on. Oh, wood grain. Oh, Sue. Thank you, Sue. All right, wood grain. Here we go. All right, let me take this to the embossing machine. And so the way you emboss the card base, and I want my wood grain to go up and down, and my card is a portrait style card, not landscape. All right, and you just pull it right up to the edge where the fold is. Okay, whoops, and then your sandwich, you put the regular Big Shot base thing, and then you put this blue one on. We sell this blue one. It's for the Stampin' Up! Folders. It makes the perfect sandwich in the Big Shot machine. All right, here we go. Speaking of Big Shot machines, we're getting a new one. Oh my gosh. Not only are we getting a big 6-inch one, but we're getting a teeny tiny little 3-inch one. It's so cute. But that's more information probably in September. Okay. It is in the catalog though. So if you have a catalog and you've seen the new Big Shot or the embossing machine, that's what it looks like. It's just it's not available yet. Problem with this COVID virus and the manufacturer, they're not able to mass produce them yet. So. But, all right, so here we go. We have wood grain. Pretty. Come on, focus there. Is it focused? I can't tell. Yeah, it is focused. All right, so there's our wood grain, and thank you, Sue, for letting us know which one to use. Okay, let's continue. New Jersey. Sue, that is such a fun state. Jersey Shores. All right. Next step. We are going to stamp our sunflower and our sentiment first before we put our card together. So let me move this to the side and pull out my embossing machine. Oh, and also I forgot, the sketch that we're using is sketch number 3, and it has like designer paper in the back here, and then an area for the sentiment and an area for something in the middle. It doesn't have to necessarily be a circle, but we're using a circle sunflower today. So that's our sketch we're using. And here is our Stamparatus stamp positioning tool. I have it all set up, and because this is such a big stamp, and it's very detailed, if you were to just use it on a regular block and stamp it, and you missed some of it, there is virtually no way you would be able to reline up the stamp and stamp it a second time. You really need a stamp positioning tool if you want precision. If you don't mind that half of the stamp didn't stamp as dark as you wanted, then that's fine. But I'm kind of crazy about that. All right, so we're going to, like I said, we're staying in the brown family. So we're going to use Early Espresso for our ink. And good morning, Miss Nancy. Okay, and I know that shakes the camera a little bit. I'm sorry. Oh gosh, I got a lot of ink down there on the thanks a bunch. Okay, and I'm using crumb cake, which is just a very light tan, and I've taped it to my Stamparatus instead of using magnets. I've just found that sometimes magnets move, and tape never moves. So I just tape my paper down. But I use a low tack tape, okay? You want to make sure you use low tack because you don't want your paper to tear. And voila, perfect. All right, so it did great. Well, actually, thanks a bunch. I'd like the bunch to be a little darker. So I'm going to tap that right there. And let's do this again. There, that's nice. Nice and crisp and clean. Okay, and my stamp cleaner, where did I put it? There it is. So a brown sunflower for a masculine card. And I was thinking about using Father's Day stamp here, but actually thanks a bunch would work good on a Father's Day card because you could thank him for all the wonderful, awesome things he does for you. Or your husband does for your kids. And, all right, so let's peel this off. Put this away. And now, remember, we're going to be cutting it out, but just to remind you, always pull your tape away from your cardstock. If you pull it this way, you could pull the layer of the cardstock up and tear it, so you want to make sure you're pulling away. There you go. And just put those there. Okay, I need the die set. Here it is. And this is really fun. We're going to be using both of these dies today. We have this one that's going to cut our flower out, and then we're using this one to cut out brass. Isn't that fun? That's going to make it really look pretty. Okay, so let me put this to the side and run through this through the embossing machine. Wait a minute. Get my... One thing is you do have to line up the petals correctly. Oh my goodness. Where? Yikes. Okay, y'all be patient. Sorry, this is taking so long. All right, hold on. I've got this one going this way, so maybe down here. Voila. Okay. Now, because that has got so much detail and zigzags and points on the flower, I am going to use a piece of tape to hold that down. That is just going to, I don't want that to move one little bit. All right, and my sandwich. Sorry, I left all my plates over on my other desk. Okay, so I have a magnetic plate. And I take my cutting plate. Notice I have one plate that's cut up really bad where the metal goes into it. Okay. And then my top plate. And it just goes right on top like that. And stick it in the machine. And I have an electric cutting machine. You can find these on Amazon, but I had shoulder surgery and I couldn't use the regular Big Shot because I couldn't wind the crank with my shoulder surgery. So I told my husband I had to have an electric one. And I love it. Oh my gosh. I wish Stampin' Up! Would come up with an electric one. That's so cool. All right, let's put that away. Now we got our flower cut out. And the next part is our little sentiment here. Whoops. Yeah. Well, there we go. Can y'all see that? Barely. Okay. I'm cutting this at 3/4 inch. And I'll show you why in just a sec. Okay, there it is. Come on, get off there. All right, this is going to be fun. So this is what we're doing. We're going to be building a tag. We're going to put this on top of the brass, like that. But we're going to use our new punch that we have. It's a banner punch for any length. So first I'm going to trim down the Thanks a Bunch a bit so that it's not the same length as the brass. And if you look on the back, you have about 1/8 of an inch where it punches, where it'll punch off right there. And so, so I'm looking, if I cut it here, it's going to be back to here. So that's about right. So it's about 1/4 inch off of both sides that I'm cutting. And now we stick it in our punch here. Make sure it's back there. Pop it out. And then do this side. And there's 2 different edges that you can choose from, and they both do 3 layers. So the very smallest is half, then 3/4, then 1 inch. And our brass is cut at 1 inch. So I'm going to stick that in there. Come on. It's not wanting to slide, that metallic edge. All right, there we go. And come on, get in there. There we go. And there. All right, so, whoops. Oh, and you have to be careful with metallics because every little scratch shows. Isn't that cool? I love this new punch. This is an absolute. Got to have that. All right, so we're going to leave that to the side for a sec. So we have done our card base. We've stamped our sunflower and our sentiment. We've punched them out and cut out the sunflower. We cut out the brass sunflower. Oh, I had already cut out the brass sunflower, so that was from this die here. I also punched out from Early Espresso 3 leaves and that's that die right there. And the center of our sunflower right here, which is this die right there. All right, so I've already punched all that out to save time. Put all that there. Get this out of the way. Alrighty, and where are we? So a card base, I've already lost it. Okay, there it is. All right, so there's our card base, and we want to take designer series paper, and our card base is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. So I cut the designer paper at 4 by 4. Okay, 4 by 4. It's just a perfect square, and you could glue this on here. Actually, you probably should because there's texture here, but just don't put too much glue. This is designer paper. It's not as thick as cardstock, and it can kind of warp if you put too much glue on there. And look at that pretty poinsettia. See, it's flowers for every season, so these are Christmas papers. There we go, and just a little bit of glue, hardly any at all. Okay. All right. Okay, so we have our designer series paper here on here. We also are going to put ribbon on here. Now, my ribbon, the way I have always put ribbon on is with the tape runner. The tape is the perfect thing to hold ribbon down. The problem is the tape runner is wider than this cinnamon cider tape. So I got out the tear tape, and we're just going to put that right in the center there, and I'm going all the way to the edge because my ribbon, I want it all the way to the edge. All right, and then you just take your fingernail and tear it off like that. It's very sticky. All right, and then when you pull this back, if you have any adhesive that like is hanging off the edge, you just kind of fold it back onto itself like that. You can kind of see there's a little bit there. You just fold it back. All right. And now for the ribbon. And I'm going to go ahead and let it go over a little bit so that I can trim it and get a clean cut. There we go. All right, so that's the exact width of the ribbon. And you really can't see it that much, but it's just enough to give it a little something extra. I love trying to put as much as I can on a card, but masculine cards, it's kind of hard because too much bling and it starts looking kind of feminine. But dark brown ribbon is definitely not too feminine, and brass is definitely not too feminine. So the brass is going right here. Whoops, come here. Oh, you know what? I think I want that brass a little shorter. You can't see the ribbon at all. Yeah, we can cut off a little bit more of that. So let's just cut that. Oh yeah, that's better. Now you can see a little better. I mean, you can't see much of the ribbon, but it's just something. Now this, we're going to glue onto the, oh actually no, I take that back. It is metal, so you do want to use adhesive tape runner. Because metal has a slick surface, and so sometimes the glue doesn't want to stay. Alright, and then you just center that on there. Like so. Am I still on the camera? Yeah. And now, of course, we need dimensionals. Oh, dimensionals, where did you go? Oh, okay. One. This is pretty long, so I'm going to put 3 on here. Usually I just put 2, but there we go. And I love, oh, and also we have black dimensionals. I haven't ordered any yet, but sometimes that's nice to have if you can see the layer, see under the layer. It's nice to have a black dimensional so that it just blends in with the shadow. You can, especially if your dimensional's on the edge. Yeah, it's nice to have those black ones. All right, now let's put our sunflower together. Let's move our card to the side for a sec. And our sunflower, come on. There we go. We have to, like the die, line it up because it has some flower petals over here that are kind of turned. Let's see. Is that it? There it is. Voila. So you kind of have to match it up. Now, you don't have to worry about getting this teeny tiny fine dye glued down because you have this nice ring here that you can put glue in. And so we're going to just put a thin layer of glue right around that circle there. Oh, now I've got to remember where oh, I moved it. There we go. It's right there. Okay. All right, and then you can kind of wiggle it around and make sure it's on there good, where you want it. Okay. And this will pop up on a dimensional. That's the center of our sunflower. Oh, come on. There we go. Can't seem to. All right, there we go. Boom. Okay, so that's our sunflower. Very masculine sunflower, but very pretty. You see the shine? Isn't that pretty? I love that. And so that's our new brass foil paper that we have. Oh, no, it wasn't dry. Ah, I moved it. Come on. Oh, gosh, please. Go back to where you were. Hold it, everybody. Emergency. Come on. Where are you? There we go. All right, stay stuck. Okay, don't mess with it. There we go. Back to my card. All right, so we're putting the sunflower right here. Okay, putting the sunflower there, and we need the leaves underneath. Okay, like that. And like that. So the way, I think we'll do this. Yeah, it's okay if it's kind of going to the side a little because the leaves balance it out. All right. Okay. You want to make sure your leaves don't go over the edge of the card or it won't fit in the envelope. Okay, and we'll need probably 4 dimensionals is enough for the sunflower. There we go. I keep looking up to see if there are any more comments. You guys still watching? So one more time, let me go over the instructions. We did the base card. We embossed the base card with the wood grain. Then we stamped the sunflower and the sentiment. And we cut them out and punched out the sentiment. We also trimmed the sentiment first before we punched it out. We cut out the brass sunflower outline and early espresso leaves and the dot. Okay, there we go. We glued the DSP and the ribbon on. Actually, we used tape. We assembled the sunflower and the tags. We glued the leaves to the actually we taped the leaves onto the DSP. Then we used dimensionals for the sunflower and the tag. And one last step, and that is some enamel dots to tack the tag down. They'll look like little nails holding the brass piece down. So, and these are so fun. I love enamel dots, and they're in the beautiful new in colors. And today's in color is cinnamon cider. All right, happy Father's Day. Look, a beautiful masculine floral card. Never thought you could use flowers on a guy's card, did you? The trick is the color. All right, so I chose browns. You could choose blues. You could choose greens. Those are all masculine colors. When you start getting into the yellows, pinks, oranges, now you're starting to get a little feminine. But you may have a guy who loves pink. I don't know. But the trick is to do a monochromatic and use masculine colors. And so that is how you use a floral stamp and make a masculine card. What are some other ideas for using, getting masculine cards? Leave some comments below for me so we can fill up my comments and Facebook will love us and send us out to more people. My question for you was, what are some other ideas for masculine cards that you guys have? Because we have Father's Day coming up and people are starting to search for masculine cards. Also, if you found this tutorial helpful, you may want to sign up for my newsletter. I always give a free tutorial on my weekly newsletter. And today's tutorial is using the Ornate Garden Suite and making a masculine card. So you don't want to miss that if you're not signed up for my newsletter. The links are in the YouTube or in the description below. On Facebook, you'll need to go to my blog, which is creatingwithkristina.com. Facebook does not like it when I put links in the description because they don't like you to leave Facebook because it's, you know, a money-making business. Anyways, oh, the Nailed It stamp set. Yeah, that's a great idea. I love Nailed It. That's a great stamp set. Oh, well, thank you, Teresa. And Sue now loves the sunflower set. Well, Sue, if you didn't hear earlier, I do have an online card class, not online, a card class by mail, and it is featuring the sunflower set. So if you're interested in that, go to my blog, Creating with Kristina, and look for the classes and events, and you'll see Celebrating Sunflower Card Class. Okay, you guys, thank you so much for hanging out with me this morning. I will be back Wednesday, and I'm thinking maybe I might do some watercoloring on Wednesday. We'll see. You'll have to show up to find out. My brain kind of goes all over the place. And also for you, Kim, I am thinking right now, my brain's going on the July classes, but I will have that announced next week when I send your June class to you. I'll announce the new July class. All right. Bye-bye, you guys.